Ladies and gentlemen, slow and steady wins the race. You've heard it before, but I want you to truly listen today. Sometimes in life, we think it's about rushing to the finish line, sprinting, or trying to outdo everyone around us. But let me tell you something, that's not how success works. It's about persistence, consistency, and the power of pacing yourself. All right, listen up. You know what people don't always understand? The power of showing up day in and day out. Let me tell you something. You can't expect to get to the top if you're not willing to put in the work, even when no one's watching. You don't need to be the fastest, the smartest, or the most talented. You just need to be consistent. Let me paint a picture for you. Think about those folks who got their big break after years of grinding away in silence. They didn't have it easy and they didn't rush to the finish line. But every single day, they put one foot in front of the other, showing up, doing the work, keeping that vision in their mind. They didn't worry about how fast they were going. They focused on getting better step by step until one day they woke up and realized they made it. They didn't get there because they sprinted ahead of everyone. No, they got there because they stayed in the race long enough to see the fruits of their labor. People get so caught up in the quick fixes, the shortcuts, the overnight success stories. But here's the truth, overnight success, that's a myth. Real success doesn't come from rushing or looking for a fast way out. It comes from doing the same thing over and over again until it becomes second nature. It's the person who doesn't take days off. It's the one who stays at it, even when things aren't perfect, even when they face setbacks. Because they know that if they keep showing up, the results will come. And here's what I want you to realize. Being consistent doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you're willing to try, to fail, to get back up, and then do it all again. It's about dedication. It's about saying, I'm in this for the long haul. It's about making progress, no matter how small, and not quitting when things get tough. It's easy to get discouraged, to look at someone else and think they're moving faster, doing more. But you can't compare your journey to theirs. You don't know how long they've been grinding. What you need to focus on is your race, your own path. Consistency over time will always outlast the quick bursts of energy that people try to ride on. Keep showing up, keep putting in the work. That's how you win in the long run. Now, let me tell you something. We've all been taught to focus on where we're going. The big finish line. The moment you can look up and say, I made it, and yeah, that moment's great, don't get me wrong. But if you're so focused on getting there, you might miss the most important part of the process, the journey, the growth, the lessons you learn along the way. You see, too many people wake up every day thinking they're just doing what they got to do to get to the end. They're working hard, grinding, hustling, but they've got tunnel vision. All they care about is reaching the destination, and they forget to enjoy the ride. And I'm here to tell you, if you're not enjoying the journey, then you're missing the point. It's the journey that shapes you. It's the journey that teaches you who you really are. And guess what? The destination. It's just a cherry on top. But everything you go through, every single struggle and triumph you face along the way, that's the stuff that builds you. Think about it. Every time you face a challenge, you learn something new. Every setback gives you a new skill, a new level of toughness. You can't get those lessons just by crossing the finish line. Those lessons are earned along the way. In those moments when you think you can't go any further, but you push through anyway. And let me tell you, when you look back on your journey, you won't just be proud of the finish line, you'll be proud of everything you overcame to get there. And here's something else. When you embrace the journey, you stop comparing your steps to others. It's not about how fast someone else is moving, it's about the pace that works for you. Some people will zoom by, but they'll miss what you're learning. You might be moving slower, but that's okay. You're soaking it all in. You're growing in ways they can't even imagine. And when you get to that destination, you'll be more equipped, more ready for what's next than anyone else who was just sprinting through life. The process, the journey is where all the magic happens. Don't rush it. Don't wish it away. Embrace it. Because when you look back on everything you've been through, it's not just the place you ended up that matters. It's the person you became in the process. So take your time. Enjoy the ride. You're becoming who you were always meant to be. Let me tell you something. Patience is the secret weapon that most people don't even realize they have. Everybody wants things to happen fast. We're in a world where everything's instant coffee, instant messages, instant gratification. But I'm here to tell you, real success, real growth, that stuff doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and if you can't understand that, you're in for a rough ride. You see, when you're patient, you're not just waiting around doing nothing. Nah, it's about keeping your focus and trust while you put in the work. When things aren't happening as fast as you want them to, that's when you dig deeper. You keep doing what you need to do, even when the results don't show up immediately. And trust me, the results will come. But they come when they're ready, not when you're ready. Now, I know it's tough. I get it. You want to see progress. You want to feel like you're moving forward every day. But real progress takes time. That's the hard truth. And if you rush it, if you try to cut corners, you're going to miss out on what you need to learn along the way. You won't be ready when that breakthrough moment comes. But if you stay patient, if you stick with it, that moment will come, and you'll be prepared for it in ways you never imagined. You know, the most successful people, the ones who stand the test of time, they've mastered patience. They've learned that it's not about doing everything in a hurry, it's about timing. It's about knowing that things will fall into place, but only if you're steady, calm, and ready to embrace the process. The best things in life aren't quick, they're earned. And patience is the bridge that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. So next time you feel like giving up or rushing the process, remind yourself patience doesn't mean doing nothing. It means believing that what you want is coming, even if you can't see it yet. Stay on the path. Stay focused. Keep working. Your time will come. Let me tell you something right now. The first thing you need to understand is that you can't control everything in life. You can't control the economy. You can't control how other people treat you. You can't control the weather, and you definitely can't control how fast someone else is moving in their own journey. But there's one thing you can always control, and that's you. Your actions, your attitude, your effort. If you're always worried about what's going wrong around you, you're wasting your time. You can't spend your energy trying to change things that are out of your hands. That's like trying to control the wind. You'll never win. What you can do is focus on your own decisions, your own mindset, and your own work ethic. If you focus on what you can control, you start moving in the right direction, no matter what's happening around you. People get so caught up in comparing their progress to someone else's. They see someone driving a fancy car or getting a promotion, and they think they should be at that same place. But guess what? You don't know what kind of work they put in. You don't know their story. You don't know what sacrifices they made. And none of that matters. All that matters is what you can control. If you spend your time working on your own grind, on improving yourself, you'll find that success comes in your own time. It may not be on someone else's schedule, but it will be yours, and it'll be built on your own terms. You got to take responsibility for your actions. Don't sit back waiting for someone else to hand you an opportunity. Create your own. The world doesn't owe you anything, but what you can do is take control of how hard you work, how much you learn, and how much you grow. You're not a victim of your circumstances unless you choose to be. Once you realize that you're the one in charge of your own life, you'll stop worrying about what you can't change and start focusing on what you can, your mindset, your hustle, and your persistence. When you take control of your actions, you start moving in a direction that will get you to where you need to go. Keep your eyes on your own path. Stay true to your own efforts and stop wasting time on things you can't control. Because at the end of the day, you control your own destiny. Let me break it down for you. Speed doesn't mean anything if you're not confident in what you're doing. A lot of people get caught up in rushing to the finish line, thinking they need to move fast to succeed. But let me tell you, it's not about how fast you go. It's about how sure you are of your own abilities and the path you're on. If you're moving with no confidence, you're bound to make mistakes, lose your way, and end up wasting time. Think about it. There are plenty of people who sprinted out the gate going fast, pushing hard, but when they hit a roadblock, they didn't have the confidence to keep going. They lost their way because they didn't believe in themselves. Now, there are others, those who might be moving slower, but they're walking with confidence. They know where they're going. They know what they want. And they know that their time will come. They don't worry about how fast others are moving. They focus on doing it right. And when they hit those bumps in the road, they keep going because they believe in their journey. When you have confidence, you can move with purpose. It doesn't matter how quickly you're moving, as long as you're moving in the right direction. Speed might get you somewhere fast, but it's confidence that will keep you there. When you're sure of yourself, you make better decisions. You don't second guess yourself, and you can handle whatever life throws your way. Confidence isn't just about believing you'll win. It's about believing that no matter how long it takes, you're doing the right thing. And when you move with that kind of belief, you'll get there with far more power and clarity than if you were just rushing to get there. So stop trying to keep up with the pace of everyone else around you. Forget the pressure. Move at your own speed and do it with confidence. When you're moving with purpose, when you're sure where you're going, the right opportunities will find you. And when you get there, you'll be ready. Because you didn't just get there fast, you got there with all the strength, wisdom, and belief that you've built along the way. Keep that confidence. It'll take you further than any rush ever could. Listen to me closely. Every little victory counts. People are so focused on the big wins, the huge milestones, the final goal, that they forget to recognize the small steps they take along the way. You know, the world might tell you that your success doesn't matter unless it's big, but let me tell you, those little wins, they add up. And when you stop and acknowledge them, you're building the foundation for your bigger success. Don't be so quick to move past a small achievement just because it's not as flashy as someone else's. Every step you take, every time you overcome a challenge, every day you push through when it gets hard, that's progress. And you need to recognize it. Because when you celebrate the little things, when you acknowledge the effort it took to get there, you're sending a message to yourself that you're on the right path. You're teaching your mind that you're worth it. And that every step forward is a step in the right direction. I've seen too many people work their tails off only to ignore what they've accomplished because they're looking ahead to what's next. But here's the truth. If you don't stop and celebrate what you've done, you'll burn out. You'll start feeling like you're not getting anywhere when in fact you're making progress every single day. I want you to recognize that the journey is just as important as the destination. And that means appreciating where you are right now, not just where you're going. Every single day you stay on your grind, you are moving closer to your goals, even if it feels slow. Celebrate that. You see, when you recognize and celebrate those milestones, you're building momentum. And that momentum, that's powerful. When you give yourself credit for what you've already done, you're filling your tank with the energy you need to keep going. It's like fueling up before the next leg of your journey. So don't wait until you've reached the end to throw yourself a party. Celebrate today. Celebrate the fact that you got out of bed. Celebrate the fact that you're trying. Celebrate the fact that you're still moving forward. Because those little things, they're the big things in disguise. They're the proof that you've got what it takes to keep pushing until you hit the finish line. All right, let me wrap this up for you because you need to hear this. Slow and steady wins the race. It's not about how fast you go or how quick you can get there. It's about showing up every day, believing in yourself, and putting in the work, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about understanding that the journey is just as important as the destination and embracing every step, every challenge, and every milestone along the way. You've got to understand that patience is a game changer. You won't always see the results right away, but that doesn't mean they're not coming. When you focus on what you can control, when you take your time and build your confidence along the way, you're setting yourself up for lasting success. So stop rushing, stop comparing, and stop worrying about where others are in their race. You're running your own race at your own pace, and you have everything it takes to get where you need to go. Celebrate every small win. Keep going, keep believing, and keep working. When you finally reach that finish line, you'll look back and realize it wasn't just about crossing it, it was about who you became in the process. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. Keep moving forward because your time is coming.